everybody, today we're going to be talking about Doctor... We're talking about Doctor Who today. This show has some spooky episodes, and I've never really talked about the ones that freak me out the most, so I figured today would be a good time to do that. Why not, hey? I'm wearing my Doctor Who shirt that Manny bought me. Look how cool that is. And today we're going to be focusing on New Who only, because I have seen very little of the original Doctor Who. Steve Lake, if you're watching, you gotta hook me up with some more older episodes, my friend. Especially some spooky ones. Let's kick off the list. Number 10 is Listen. Peter Capaldi's episode about the feeling that you're always being watched is a really, really cool episode until the reveal. The reveal is that it is just a feeling. There's no creature always behind you. It is just a feeling. The only thing that ruins this episode for me is the scene where there's something underneath the covers on the bed. They think it's the child, but then they see the child is in the room. It's not the child, it's something else. But with the reveal at the end of the episode, that doesn't make any sense. What was underneath the cover? If the reveal of the episode was that it is just a feeling and there is no creature, what was underneath the blanket? Number 9 is Mummy on the Orient Express. I love myself a good mystery story, and there is no classic mystery story than Murder on the Orient Express. So when Doctor Who did a twist on it, put the train in space, and then put a mummy on it, that was pretty cool. This one isn't so scary as it is eerie. Listen probably would have swapped places with this one if it wasn't for that reveal that I didn't really enjoy. Number 8, you can't have a scary list without these fellas on here. You just can't. Time of the Angels was my first episode that I watched with the Weeping Angels in them. I didn't know what was coming. A lot of people had seen other episodes with the angels in it before. I didn't. I didn't know what the angels were. I didn't realize what was going on until the characters in the episode realized what was going on, and I immediately fell in love with the angels. They're so creepy, but they do it so well. It's perfect. Number 7 is The Waters of Mars. Very creepy episode. You need a really good monster in your horror episodes of Doctor Who, and this one isn't necessarily a monster as it is an infection. What happens to the people when they become affected is creepy enough to make this episode really, really weird and eerie and spooky. Their lips get all cracked, and they're constantly wet, and you get infected because of the water. It's that same sense of you don't really understand how much of it is everywhere until you suddenly can no longer interact with that thing. It's like when you need to avoid mirrors. It's very, very hard to avoid reflections. That's spooky. That's spooky. Number 6 is The Doctor's Wife. This takes you outside of the universe, I believe, and the atmosphere is just very, very creepy. Not to mention people that literally replace their old organs with new ones when they need to on a daily basis. That's messed up. That is the definition of spooky. Number 5, we're really getting into them now. Family of Blood. This episode is spooky based on the fact that the Doctor no longer knows he's the Doctor, and us as the audience still do. So we are constantly waiting for him to snap out of it, John Smith, and come back to us as the Doctor. And the tension is building and building and building because he just doesn't know what to do. The villains of this episode were just so good. I believe Harry Lloyd is the younger guy's name. And of course the Scarecrows. Scarecrows are creepy, right? Number 4, Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead. Very, very, very creepy. I love it. The Vashnarada are an alien that I really, really wish they would go back and revisit, because the fact that you've got two shadows, that's just so eerie to me. I don't know, there's something about it that really freaks me out. And the fact that they are super quick and can devour you instantly, and the dramatic reveals of, oh man, that person's been dead for like 5 minutes and we didn't even realize. That was so creepy. It was so cool. Just a really fun episode to watch. Number 3, The Empty Child. This is an obvious one that's going to be on the list, and I will be honest with you, the last 3 on this list are incredibly obvious. The Empty Child, so terrifying. You've got the aspect of a child, which is creepy. Gas masks are creepy. Put them on each other and then say, "Are you my mummy?" over and over again. That's terrifying. That one kid turns other people into gas mask weirdos walking around saying, "Are you my mummy? Are you my mummy?" No. No good. Number 2. I'd be dead. Number 2 is Blink, and that was legitimately me trying to see how long I could go without blinking. It is one of the single best episodes of Doctor Who of all time. That may sound very generic and cliche of me to say, but it is. And the angels are just so terrifying. I know I mentioned them earlier. They're my favorite Doctor Who creature. I'm sorry. Sue me. It was too good not to include on the list. Sally Sparrow. Bring her back. Number 1, my favorite episode of Doctor Who of all time. My favorite episode of Doctor Who of all time. My favorite episode of Nope. No, not doing this. The scariest episode of Doctor Who is Midnight. I don't care what anybody says. Blink is terrifying. I understand. The Empty Child, spooky. Listen, yeah, that was scary too. Midnight is the single most terrifying episode of Doctor Who. I was literally on the edge of my seat the entire time. I was terrified, had no idea what was going to happen. You basically see all these people turn on each other because of the fear of the unknown. It is so scary. You don't ever see this thing. You just know it's there, and you don't understand why, what its plan is. And then all these people turn on each other, and Merlin is in the episode. Look, it's Merlin. Anyway, those are my top 10 scariest Doctor Who episodes. If you agree with me or not, let me know in the comments below what you think is the scariest Doctor Who episode of all time. If you don't watch Doctor Who, let me know the scariest episode of any other TV show. And other than that, I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. Can I get the TARDIS noise in while I fade out of the screen? Can we do that? Okay. Did that work?
Every black day I ever stopped you, and then, do the smart thing.
Let somebody else try first.